And we call that a confidence interval. What's our confidence interval? What's our 50% confidence interval of our expected margin forecast? And does that confidence interval really intersect that $4 to $8 range of margins? As you can see here, a very, very small probability that there's any of our margins that we're going to receive as of the information, using the information we had during the analysis day, that there would be any margins falling below that $8. Okay. So again, the key thing is we can make this confidence interval as wide and as narrow as we want to. We made it sort of a fairly wide range, but even at this wide range of values where we have a confidence of our estimated margins or expected margins, very unlikely. Again, it needs to be emphasized that this forecast is based on the information we had at the time of forecast, which I did on October 17th. If I did this today, my hypothesis is that the expected margins and the confidence interval would shift down a little bit because we're getting a dropping in our class 3 futures, and I think there has been some dropping, although there have been increases in the soybean oil prices lately, but the corn has continued to decrease as well. So again, this will change over time, and so a producer may want to start looking at this early on as the sign-up period comes up, and that decision has to be made either whether to participate or not, or given that that happened earlier, the level of margin to protect. Again, looking at this on a daily basis is fairly easy. 2 or 3 clicks and you've got the information you need, and we do all the automatic updating of the underlying data for you. So that's the forecast graph view. Now, let's suppose you want to analyze on October 17th, what would be the impact if I chose a particular MPP contract specification? Well, that's what the Select Coverage tab does. Okay, so if you select that coverage, and let's look forward. So remember that there's three primary determinants of the premiums under MPP: the percent coverage, the level of protection, and whether the 100-weight protected exceeds 4 million pounds, because that gets us into a different premium schedule. So what we did here is I took 75%. This is a pull-down menu. I'm looking at 2015 coverage, and I'm going to get estimates for all of the possible coverage levels that I could choose. Okay, so here, again, this is a pull-down menu where I can get anywhere from 25 to 90%. That's the allowable range. And then once I do that, given that percent coverage, given my APH, and given the selected coverage level, I get several pieces of information. First, I get the $100 administrative fee plus the premium for the entire contract, and I get the expected payment of that contract. That is what I expect to get if I take out an $8 contract with 75% coverage of my current APH. So here, the cost of the contract is $29,000. I get $6,700 as an expected payment. Take the difference,